Hey everybody, welcome to Book on the Shelf. So how you doing? Drop it in the feed and tell me how they're doing below. And then Happy New Year. How has it been so far? We're into what almost 3 weeks into the new year. And so I always like to start off the new year with, we always do the what where we set some goals. And so one of my goals is to expand my mind. And the way I do that is through reading. And so I do the book on the shelf. I bring on amazing authors around the world where we talk about the book, what inspired them, how you can get inspired to expand your mind and things like that. If you have any questions, drop them in the feed. If you don't want to drop them in the feed, guess what? We now have a phone line. We actually have a text line that you can send us a message. So the text line is 614-398-3925. Drop us a text and I will be watching them as we go along. So tonight's guest, if you know that she looks familiar, she was on here with us last year. Her name is Tammie. Now, what I love about Tammie, you'll get to hear her amazing story is, y'all, she just dropped 200 books. She has written 200 books, but you get to hear more about it. So with that being said, let me bring on Tammie so you can hear her amazing goal and what else she's working on. Hey, Miss Tammie, you're muted.
I just noticed that.
Happy New Year.
I'm gonna be like my pastor for a minute. I ain't seen you all year.
Right? How you doing?
I am pleasantly tired.
You should be. You should be. I know from what we were talking about in the green room, but not only that, 200 books, Miss Tammie, 200.
So this what had happened. Back in August, I set the goal of having 200 published books by December 31st. And I was at 183 books when I made the goal. So no, and a lot of people, oh my gosh, that makes me nervous. You're not gonna make it. You're gonna have to extend your timeline. You're gonna drive yourself crazy. And my personal favorite, Amazon is gonna ban you. No. So
Wow.
I created a Facebook group which Pam is in. And
Yeah.
I shared my journey to 200, my highs, my lows. I got sick. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just a whole bunch of different things. I got sick. I was tired. My event schedule went poof. Just everything that could happen did.
But you
And
still
like
accomplished
y'all, I'm like y'all. I'm gonna do it. I promise. And between that and the new ideas and the list kept changing because I kept being
it.
inspired by other stuff. And I'm bullying preachers into letting me use my outline to publish a book because they wasn't gonna do it. So I look up and Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve. I did it. I was up until probably about 2 o'clock Christmas morning,
Oh my goodness.
just making Christmas Eve. I just making sure that that stuff was in review when I went to sleep, and
Yes.
I woke up and barrage of emails, and I'm like, we did it, we did it, we did it, yay!
Yay.
And I got my Excel spreadsheet because I have an Excel spreadsheet with all of my book titles in it, and I reconciled it, my Amazon page, and both of my websites. So I'm actually at 204.
Wow.
And so I was just like, Merry Christmas. I did it, you know.
Right.
And
So
people were like, oh, there was no doubt in our mind. times. You lie and the truth is not in you. You
So
lie.
I know, right? So with these 200 books, well, let's just talk about the latest books. What are some of the titles that people can look forward to seeing?
So here's the thing. The last one, two, three, four, five books are all fiction.
Oh, okay.
I had some I free write fiction
Uh-huh.
to give my brain a break. And I had some almost finished
Mm,
stories in my cell phone. And I chose five that I felt like I could finish with some certainty.
yes.
And when I took them, when I got them out of my phone, I said, my goal is just to make these big enough to print. They're not meant to be these deep philosophical, you're throwing the book across the room, but just shy of the fireplace type things. So I have one that comes right to mind is another teacher's holiday,
Mm,
and that is about a single teacher who goes home for the holidays, but that book does not end the way that you think. So
okay.
it is not cheesy Hallmark mixed cheesiness. They do not. It's just a spoiler alert. They do not get together at the end.
Wow.
Um, so there are different things. I did one called "The Life of Sisters Grace and Mercy," about these twin sisters, Grace and Mercy, who
Yes.
were given a challenge by their parents,
Uh-huh.
and it led to even the one who did right being kicked out of the house.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
so yeah, so there's that. Then I have the two sides of a woman's prerogative,
Ooh,
and that one is two women's stories written with alternative endings. So you'll get the story as it happens in the
yes.
first chapter. The
Yes.
second chapter is the alternative ending. So
Mm,
you're reading through it again, but with the alternative ending. And then I did another story where you get the raw, the raw version, and then the raw version with the alternative ending. So there's that. What else did I do? Um, they're not coming.
they're not. So
It's
let
not. It's not coming to me. But that's three of the last five.
well, thank you for how do you pick the characters for these books?
They just come out.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now I see them. So there's there's one called A Year Full of Wednesdays.
Okay.
And it's about a young lady whose favorite day of the week is Wednesday,
Oh,
and she spent the bulk of her life
yes.
enjoying Wednesdays
Uh-huh.
until
Okay.
until a Wednesday went wrong.
Ooh.
So there's that. And then I have Sister Educators with a Purpose.
Okay.
These are twin sisters. They're both educators, but they are on different ends of the spectrum.
Uh-huh.
One sister works with the babies, one sister works with the grown folks.
Wow.
And of course, they think the other one is in the wrong field and
Of
that
course.
their field is better. And
Uh-huh.
So, that whole sibling rivalry, parents like, what are y'all fighting about now? Uh, type thing. So these are just, like I said, these were just stories that I felt like I could finish.
Yes.
Um, I told people, I was like, yeah, I cheated a little bit. Some of those five are short.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think only two of them are like four or got up to 40 pages.
Oh my goodness.
But I have always been one who has believed not every book has to be the size of the Bible.
I
Um,
appreciate that. I
to
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. I was telling somebody the other day, one of my most impactful books is 24 pages.
Wow. Oh, thank you. We thank you for those
Yeah, so
for those of us
it
that
does it doesn't have to be this deep philosophical. I told someone today during a business expo, they were like, well, I just need to find, one centralized topic, and then I'll be able to write. I just don't know what part of my story I want to tell.
oh my. Okay, your look.
Let me explain something, Lucy. I told her one of my biggest sellers, it's one of my business books, but the vision from that book
Yeah.
came from a funny childhood memory.
Oh wow.
And she sat down. I says, okay, yeah, I have that. Like, I got your attention.
Right.
So I tell people I was the worst kind of kid. I was worse than an only child because I am the baby and the only girl. I am worse than an only child. And my parents divorced when I was young.
Uh-huh.
So when I would go and visit my dad, I would always, want to talk to my dad when he was by himself because I didn't want
Yes.
my brothers getting in on anything. And so I would walk up to my dad and I would bat my little southern eyes and flash these high cheekbones.
Oh.
And my dad would go, who, what, when, where, why, how, and more importantly, how much. And my little southern heart was just appalled to see that my dad thought that I was being anything other than genuine. I was hurt. But since you asked,
Right. Would you say I'm gonna go ahead and finish it? I know that's right.
since you asked, and depending on how I answered him, I usually got what I wanted within reason.
I understand. I
And
understand.
so I was actually editing someone else's 21-day challenge when that kind of came to me. And
Yes.
I said, you know what, this is the one thing that I don't have. I don't have like a 30-day, life business challenge type thing. And I said, I think I can write one. And my client was like, go ahead, have at it. And so I was like, okay, so what am I going to write about? And there came that memory. So
Wow.
those 7 questions my dad asked me
Was the guy
turned into my guiding questions for my challenge.
wow, that is just
So
so crazy.
who became who am I as a
Right.
woman, not mom, wife, daughter, niece.
Yeah.
No, who am I? Me. Me. Who am I?
Uh-huh.
Who am I looking for? Meaning your friends, your
Yes.
tribe. And then that's part A. Part B is how are you that person for somebody else?
Oh my goodness.
And then who am I looking for? Meaning your ideal client or who you want to
Right.
serve in your business, your career, your ministry, your education, whatever the case may be.
Yes.
So as I fleshed that out, I ended up with 29 questions and a celebration.
Oh,
So
wow.
day 30 is like, yes, I made it. But
Uh-huh.
that kind of cemented in me that people make authorship way too hard.
Yeah, they do. They do. I I
People
do.
make authorship way too
So
hard.
what are some ways that they can make it easier, or what ways would you suggest that they can make it easier?
Number one, understand that with most printers and publishers, a book only has to be 25 pages for it to be printed. That 25 pages includes your title page, your dedication, your table of contents, your acknowledgments, your
Oh,
copyright page, all of that.
so basically, you
Because
basically got down to 15 pages.
right, because they don't count the pages of your document as they are numbered.
Gotcha.
They count them as they're listed.
Okay. Okay.
So for example, if you go and look at a book on Amazon and you scroll down and it says that the book is 95 pages. That's
Yes.
not 95 numbered pages. That's
Gotcha.
95
Pages.
physical.
Okay, that makes
Physical.
so that does make it easier because you're right. Then now that you put it that perspective, that sounds a little that's doable. I mean, that does seem a little bit more doable for me and seems more
And
reachable.
then the thing is, and then you have to understand another way to make it easier. You have to understand that content is everywhere.
True. That is
Content is
true.
everywhere. Probably 20 or so of my books came from series of Facebook posts that
Really?
I did.
Really?
Because normally when I write Facebook posts, I write in series.
Yes.
So my series normally run from Sunday to Saturday. That's 6 chapters.
Yeah. Okay.
So you copy and paste that Facebook post, flesh it out, put
Wow.
all the stuff in there that you was worried about saying on social media.
Ooh,
Put all that stuff in there, guarantee you'll be fine.
okay.
Even if you do if you're doing Facebook lives,
Yes.
a 2 hour Facebook live could easily translate to a 20 to 80 page book depending on your content.
Oh, wow. Okay. I like that. I like that. Well, as you are a amazing writer, do you have any books that you've used to shape your mindset? Or have you read that shaped your mindset?
Honestly, I do not read craft writing or writing industry books.
Okay.
I never have. And it's always, and I'm, when it comes to the writing industry, I have a hard time with the take the meat and spit out the bones mentality. You
Yes.
got one time with me in this writing industry.
Okay.
You
Okay.
got one time, and
And then
I'm
that's
out.
it.
I walked out of a writers conference one time because the keynote speaker said that the reason why so many authors self-publish is because they already know that they're not going to make the cut with a publishing house. I
Ooh.
got up. and I walked out.
You are
I said,
kidding me.
I don't want to hear anything else he has to say.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. That was
I said, I don't want to hear
horrible.
anything. I said, I don't want to hear anything else he has to say. And I hated the fact that his vendor table was so close to mine.
Oh my, that is horrible. That is so
So when
horrible.
they did the second half of his
Yes,
keynote speech, I stayed
yes.
at my vendor table. I didn't
Did
want to
you?
hear anything else he had to say.
I don't blame you. That's so disheartening. That's just so disheartening. And that's not
Yeah.
true. It's not true at all. I mean, it's all on how you do it. And it's work. Speaking of the work piece of it, if someone's sitting out there like, well, I want to make writing my business, what tips would you give them for that? I said, I knew you would. I said, Tammie can answer this.
Yes, Amy can answer that one. Being a full-time author is possible. I've been doing it for the last, what year is this? 7 years.
Wow.
The key is building multiple streams of income using your book.
Mm,
Your book should do a minimum of 5 things for you.
okay. I love it.
Lead to more books being written,
Okay.
being content that you can use as a springboard to host an event of your own.
Okay.
It should launch at least one service of some type,
Okay.
one-on-one or group. Never underestimate the power of a merchandise line.
Ooh. Oh, well, look, we'll talk
You may
about that.
not be able to read this.
That's right. I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that.
5, what you need to post on social media to garner interest in your book is in your book.
Mm,
I see so many people and so many authors paying for these quote graphics, but
yeah,
that's what your book
should do
is
for you.
for.
Right, right, right.
I would, with Girl Go Eat a Cookie, I would intentionally post, something, a little out there, a little edgy, a little controversial.
Yeah.
And people will be like, well, that doesn't work for everybody because of thus and so. I'm like, uh-huh. Let me tell you why. And
Right.
when I would go to explain, they would be like, oh, I need to go study that out some more. Buy my book.
Right, right, right.
Buy my book. You don't have to study it out. Buy my book. Because that's where this came from. It's
Right.
on page 27.
As you've entered
So,
this,
yeah, so
as,
building multiple streams of income
uh-huh.
is important. Like because I know one of the things that I do, I enjoy doing. It irks Pam, but I am a creator of book boxes. I love doing book boxes. I will take a book to the store with me and I'll be like, okay, what can I pair with you?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I just get off.
You
I'm a kid
guys,
in a candy store.
you should
I'm a
see.
kid in the candy store. And the reason why I say it irks Pam is because Pam didn't get to me before I sold my last one. So
Exactly, y'all.
Pam is irked.
But that's okay because my coins are going to be ready the next time this is
So
launched.
yes. So with and then book boxes don't have to be expensive.
Mm,
I since like with my book Girl Go Eat a Cookie, it including the the cost of getting the book,
Yes.
of the getting the book and the workbook and the stuff that I put in the box, I probably only spent about $12 per box.
Wow.
But I sold them.
Y'all listen. Okay, wait a minute. Y'all lean in because you ain't, I
Oh,
promise you.
that's it. Come here. Come
Right, come on
here.
in, y'all, because she getting ready to drop it to you.
I sold the box. $50 for the hardback. I
Y'all
mean
hear this?
paperback, and
Right.
$55 for the hardback.
Did y'all hear? Come on now. I
I
know.
I say it one more time. I say it one more time. I'm gonna say it one more time for the people in the back in the nosebleeds because
Right.
they didn't hear. It cost me $12 to put together my box, but I sold my box. $50 paperback, $55 hardback.
I need y'all.
And that's not even the genius.
Mm,
That's not even the
go ahead,
genius.
tell them, Tammie. Go ahead and tell them.
The genius is you got that box for the same price of the books themselves.
Okay. Now she just dropped the nugget. She just dropped it.
So you can go to Amazon and spend $50 or $55 if you want. Or you can give me that same 50
Or
$55 and get a box with a journal, pens, cookie mix, two different types of cookies, and cookie stress balls,
y'all
and a candle.
hear what she said? Now, so you know. So go ahead, Tammy. When can they expect the next book box to drop?
I will be bringing back my Girl Go Eat a Cookie boxes, plural, in March with a twist.
So everybody
So
get
the twist is you get to choose which Girl Go Eat a Cookie book is in your box.
ooh, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yes.
Oh,
So
that's
you get to choose
awesome.
the one that's in the girl, and then the contents of the Girl Go Eat a Cookie box, they may change slightly.
Okay.
So change slightly.
Uh-huh.
Um, like I got this crazy idea. The Girl Go Eat a Cookie and Mind Your Own Business will probably come with like shades
Mm.
or
Ooh.
uh
Ooh. Ooh.
girl go eat a cookie and go to sleep is going to come with a sleep mask.
Ooh, I
So
love.
that there'll be yeah, there'll be a sleep mask in there. So I tweak it.
Ooh, okay, girl. I see it. 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 Just the I'm it don't matter. Tweak it if you want to. I still get my book, so
Yeah,
I don't want my box. So
yeah.
Tammy, let me ask you this. If someone that wants to ask one of the services, is that one service that you offer to people to help them write their book? And if so, how would or is that something that you would offer?
Yes. My claim to fame is, in a way, is that I can take you from book idea to book signing. And the reason why I say that is because I actually own my brick and mortar bookstore, and part of it I rent out for events. So I can literally take you all the way through. Even if your book event is virtual, I got you. So I can help with, if you have writer's block, let me read it. I may be able to write you out of it. or help write you out of
I
it.
was gonna say she'll help you write you out of it. So
I might help be able to help you write your way out of it. I do manuscript reviews where I will read it and I will tell you what I see, but I'm not going to fix it.
so with those services, Tammie, how can they get in touch with you?
You can go to my booking calendar at P as in Pam, S B as in boy. Oh gosh, I'm getting ahead of myself. P S B as in boy, W dot A S dot me. Me. PSBW dot AS dot me.
Okay, gotcha. So I will also be putting this. So if you guys missed it, I will definitely be putting it. You'll be able to see it in the show notes. Tammie, this was fun. As always, time has already came and gone. But before I let you go, there is something I do want to ask you. So what is your what's next?
My what's next? I do have more books in the works. My next book milestone is 300,
Oh,
but I'm not putting a date on that.
I was going to say,
I'm not going to try to do 300 in a year.
okay, okay, okay. Wow.
So no, no, I'm not. I no, I'm not gonna try to get to 300 in a year.
I don't blame you.
Because I already know that my works in progress, I would not be doing them justice if
You're right.
I did that. So I am I'm getting ready for my road to 200 party here in February. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Lot of fun. I will be streaming live on Facebook, but
Woo-hoo.
it's going to be a lot of fun because I will have all 200 on display.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yes, so it is going to be quite the day.
Yeah.
But I am excited. And I'm more so excited that I finished my goal when I did because I hit the ground running.
Mm-hmm.
In January. My first event of the year was January 2nd.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I am still moving. I'm still moving. So I was glad that I took a different stance on that tail end.
Yes. Yes.
And so now people like, you actually are you human?
I said that when I first met you. I'm like, oh my goodness. What? What?
People are you
This
human?
don't make this is crazy, Miss Tammie. Well, Miss Tammie, our time is uh has came to an end. Before we finish, what would you like to leave the listeners with?
What is in you to pen and publish is meant to save or to change someone's life, faith, family, ministry, education, business, and or their career. So you are doing the world a disservice by keeping it to yourself.
And if they want to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you again?
P as in Pam, S B as in boy, W dot A S dot me.
And so you guys,
Me.
thank you, Miss Tammie. This was always fun, you guys. She will be back again. Oh, you have to keep watch for when she will be back here, but she'll be dropping some nuggets. And we're going to air her party. I can't wait so we can be part of the celebration of the 200. Thank you, Miss Tammie. Hold on. I'm going to put you in the green room and I'll be right back with you. Oh my goodness, guys, did you get your nuggets? Did you hear how you can make writing a business and how you can make it successful? She gave you 5 ways to do it. I'm excited. One part I really love, and it's true to my heart, and I can't wait till it comes. She's going to even have a book box. Oh my God, book box. So be on the lookout for Tammie Polk on her book box where she drops the book that she talks about. But you guys, I hope this has helped you, inspire you, empower you to go writing, or may it be that you want to do even who knows? May that be you want to do some writing, make this as your business. But I'm hoping this has inspired you. And note that if you find that this was helpful, or even if you enjoyed today's show, please, I always do love sharing is caring, as well as you can even drop me a review. Until then, join me right here this Wednesday for Envision Me, for the Envision Me show, where I have another guest. We come on and we do some empowerment there, and we talk about how you can get to your what's next. Miss Tammie even talked about what her what's next is. Until then, everyone, I want to take care and thank you. And make sure you go after your vision and to it to be made. Bye, everybody.